All right, Front Row Sports is live with the debut of Alex Perez, UFC December 9th, live from Fresno, California. Alex, thank you for being on Front Row Sports.
No, man, thank you for having me.
So let's, talk about it. I mean, this is going to be a pro debut, essentially in your backyard. You grew up, from Lemoore. Now you're fighting in Fresno, your first professional fight. How do you feel about that?
It's a first UFC debut.
Yeah, first UFC, excuse me.
I feel great. Can't complain. Fighting in your backyard isn't too bad. Better than traveling all over the world.
Now, you fought at Lemoore too. You fought at the Tachi Palace, so you're familiar with fighting around here. But UFC is like obviously where you wanted to be. Talk to me about how fighting in Lemoore helped you out, propelled to being at UFC.
Fighting in Lemoore helped me out a lot. Tachi Palace was a great organization to fight for. I love fighting for them. Obviously, that's in my backyard. I got to sleep in my own bed, as you can say. And then, it's helped me fight in Fresno. Just, Tachi's one of the best promotions, lower promotions,
Yeah.
in the world. You win that title, people know who you are. So it helped me a lot by media exposure, just finding that cage.
Now, when was the last time you fought in Lemoore?
Last time I fought in Lemoore was...
Or in the Valley, more or less?
It was last year. I can't remember the date. One of the Tachi Palace fights, and then I fought there, and I was supposed to fight again in August, but I had to pull out that fight because I got the shot at the Dana White Contender Show.
Now, transitioning to UFC, how did that start? How did talks begin with UFC? Did you reach out to them, or did they scout you, or how did that begin?
Basically, my manager, Jason House and Jeremy Luchow, those guys, do all the behind the scenes stuff. With me, it was just I was supposed to fight actually at Tachi for the title at 135, and then they called me like, hey, you're making 125s for Dana White Contender Series, and basically they just told me like you gotta go out there and win impressively, and you get your contract you've been wanting. So that's how it all came about. I won, and then Dana White gave me the contract.
So officially, what's your weight and your division and all that good stuff?
I fight at 125, the flyweight division. So.
Do you know anything about your opponent coming up December 9th?
Yeah. I know he's well-rounded. He likes to stand and bang, so I'm hoping to get fight of the night.
So, talk to me once, now you're in the UFC label. Obviously, all your friends, your friends, family are going to come out to the Same Art Center December 9th. Talk to me about the feelings you're going to feel walking out. What's like pregame ritual you do before a fight?
For me, depending on the time we fight, I'll get like lunch a couple hours before, and then I'll just relax. I turn off my phone, don't, have people distracting me, head to the arena, and then just warm up. I just take my hands and just relax, kind of take it all in. And then from there, it's showtime. Obviously I get nervous going out there, but I think if you don't have nerves, there's something wrong. And once I get into the cage, all the nerves go away. You're locked in there. What you're supposed to do, jump out of the cage? It's either jump out of the cage or, fight. So. Right
on. Now, last couple things before we let you go. Now, fighting here, how is this going to work out? I mean, if you fight well here, are you contracted to fight anywhere they ask you to, or is this more or less?
No, yeah, the UFC, you're contracted to fight anywhere under that organization. So if they have a fight in Brazil, then they ask me to be on that card, I'm going to Brazil. If they ask you to be in Poland, then you're in Poland. It's up to the UFC. They tell you when you're fighting and where you're fighting.
Are you excited about being on this card, and who are you looking forward to seeing after you fight, if you have a chance to?
Yeah, I'm excited to be on this card. First Fresno card. We haven't had a UFC card here in the Central Valley, so it's exciting for me. And the main event, man, Brian and Cub, that's gonna be a great fight.
Who do you got going on in that fight?
Man, I don't know. It's hard to say, man. They're both good. Cub's been one of my favorite fighters for a long time. I've met him a couple times before this. Brian, I know some of his coaches and training partners, so it's gonna be a good fight no matter what. Whoever wins, just be ready for a show.
Awesome. Anything else before we let you go?
Nah, just I want to thank everybody, for the support, the Central Valley for the support. Get your tickets; they're on sale.
Awesome.